Has anybody been to the Atlanta Beltline? Have you seen it yet? So some of you, good. The Beltline started as my graduate thesis in 1999. I did a joint degree with architecture and city planning at Georgia Tech. I had spent a year in Paris, which really changed the way that I saw cities in undergrad studying architecture. Within the first month of being there, I lost 15 pounds. I was in the best shape of my life because I was eating fresh food and I was walking wherever I went. Imagine that. And from Atlanta, from growing up in the suburbs of Atlanta, is a very different kind of environment. And it made me see the city in a different way. We're not just talking about roads or driving or traffic or sewers or anything like that. We're talking about the foundation for our lives. And I was interested in playing with this idea of infrastructure, reclaiming infrastructure for something else. Atlanta's a railroad town, that's why it exists. You might have heard them roaring below this building. They passed by, that's Atlanta's reason for being. They joined right there, and the city grew up and around them. But as with suburbanization, the city grew out, and what was left behind was sort of left behind. And by the time I finished graduate school, you could start to see a little bit of change happening in these communities. And so the idea was to repurpose this loop of old railroads, not the railroads that go here downtown, but a loop that was built around the city right just before the 19th century, 1900, and reclaim them for something else and use them for a new infrastructure, specifically transit, that would revitalize the existing neighborhoods, that would incentivize the redevelopment of thousands of acres of old industrial land along the way, and start to shape a new, not only a new city, but a new way of life for people in these communities. People are rediscovering their cities for reasons. They're reclaiming all this infrastructure for reasons. They're making millions of decisions over an extended period of time that will fundamentally change the way that we live cities. So when you look at what's happening to cities today, and you see it in that kind of context, you see that we're just really at the beginning of this cultural shift, and the Beltline is just an early indicator of that.